The fourth pick in this year's draft finds Collins slicing in, couldn't finish. His bouncy body collects the board. Hunter cutting right to the rim and no one there.
See, I think that it's a nice little catch, quick, assertive drive to the rim.
I just always wanted to know what it'd be like to be 6'7", 225 and a national champion. Trae Young puts it in, plus the... Only significant because, well, as we've told you, David Fizdale is very serious about this point guard battle. And
the greatest shooter in NBA history is Stephen Curry, in my estimation. Not close.
One of the interesting things he talked about with you this morning. Julius Randle attacks the rack, but didn't have the touch. Young pushing. Cam Reddish soaring in and finishing with the left hand. But my gosh, does this place on fire.
That's correct. There is the challenge for Trae Young. Because Frank Ntilikina just played bully basketball with his small frame.
Ntilikina working around the screen from Fernando, and Young hits the floater.
You see, Young has a guy who was first or second in steals all year last year and played at a Defensive Player of the Year level. Nick Nurse says, you know what, maybe you better check that Giannis guy. And that series turns. I mean, they're the bench aggressive and assertive. It doesn't matter what role you put Taj in. He was a starter for a good stretch in Minnesota. Here he'll come off the bench. He's going to be a pro and give it to you every single night.
Final 5 seconds of the quarter. Shot clock turned off. Young inside, able to finish on the reverse. Thought about the minutes from Knox thus far here tonight.
I thought he came off the bench very aggressively, and I think obviously he's going to have an opportunity to give them some punch off the bench because that's his best skill. I thought he showed some things last year.
He may find those 17 minutes tonight.
And look at him check out on the weak side.
Oh, perfect feed. Young. 11 points, 4 assists for Trae Young. The lead and the finish from Turner.
I got to be honest, I want to see it again. These officials don't get that.
So Barrett out there tonight, as well as Cam Reddish. And then Zion Williamson will be here on Friday. Young circles, floats, and hits. Well, you can tell he
is not in great position because he's trailing. He's anticipating a little bit of help.
You know, I thought Trae Young had a really interesting perspective about the Rookie of the Year vote. He only got 2 first-place votes as he lost out to Luka Doncic.
Took his backside off to get open. So what does Trae do? He says, man, I got to stick with him. That is tremendous effort.
Robinson, meanwhile, wasn't able to save it off the attempted steal. 2-for-1 opportunity for Atlanta. And Trae Young was trying to point that out to Bembry as he slowly got into the set. Collins puts it in. Barrett unable to finish. 5 seconds to operate. Young with a chance to launch. And hit! Young thought about it. Leaves for Collins, who floats it in.
Those two have a nice...
Young around the screen from Len will pull and hit. Time
about this challenge. Number one, what are your analytics department saying about when you should use it? Like, is there research to suggest you should use it? Is there an optimal time to use it? In fact, you know, if there are points that come off the board. The other thing is, in the heat of the moment, in the playoffs, not getting the kind of shots you'd hope for.
Ntilikina, a confident stroke, but perhaps a bit ill-advised. Carter waits, takes, and hits.
This guy is an 83% free throw shooter a season ago. Calm, cool, and collected. A much more proficient from 3.